How's it going? Uh, I'd like to provide 5 tips that I've found to be helpful when driving and owning the Nissan Leaf. Now, I've got a 2014 Nissan Leaf S, and I found that uh, number one, if you drive with your tire pressure at 40 psi, Bridgestone and Copia tires have a rating of 35 from the factory, or recommended. But like I said, 40 is optimal. It allows for less rolling resistance and less drag on the tires. But it's good to know that increased tire wear will happen. Number two, driving with no more than 3 bubbles on the traction motor power meter is something that you should always practice, because more than 3 and you're wasting energy, but less than 3 and you're not really getting anywhere because you're going too slow. And therefore it's just important to just stay around about 3, and that 3 includes the dot that it's always on when it's on its neutral setting. I guess you could say neutral being it's not regenerating and not really giving you much power. And then tip 3 would have to be don't use climate control, especially in the summertime. The AC can really can burn up your battery, but the heat can also burn up the battery too. So I know for my Leaf, I don't have one of the more efficient heating elements. I think mine's ceramic. It's a ceramic heater. I'm not sure. I think I remember reading mine's the less efficient version. But that can be swapped out, either aftermarket, or if you want to pay to have it done at an official Nissan dealer, that's fine. But that can be swapped out to the more efficient heat pump that was later implemented as standard. So always keep the climate control off. That can really squeeze out a lot of extra miles out of the battery. I don't really ever drive with heating or cooling, especially in the wintertime. I have heated seats and heated steering wheel, so I'll always keep those on and drive without any heat, no matter what. It can be 0 degrees out, and my heat is never on, and it can't be on if I want to expect to get good mileage. So that's just something you have to know going in. But it's not that bad with the heated seats and the heated steering wheel, and if you got a coat on and you got pants on that are keep you warm, it's not bad. So then tip 4, it's got to be charged to 100% battery. I know that sounds counterproductive to long-term battery life, but actually if you charge to 100%, you get better mileage. Oddly, I mean, it makes sense though if you think about it. With 80%, in the old days prior to 2013, you could charge to 80%, but there was a setting where you could allow yourself to charge to 100%. But they preferred you to charge to 80 because that allowed the battery, the lithium-ion battery pack, to last a lot longer over the years. But they largely found by 2013 that that's just not the case. There's no real profound effect that can be realized from only charging to 80. I charge to 100% every single day. Rarely do I go below 50%, and I just had my 2-year battery check done on May 18th, and I have had 0 capacity loss that is registered by the dealer. So, and I always charge all the time, but I'm also here in a colder climate as well, so that's better on the battery. So it's something to weigh the goods and bads on. And then lastly, the 5th tip that I have for everybody today is to always drive the speed limit. I found that, it seems pretty obvious, but if you speed in this thing, you're going to burn that battery right up. And I found that if you just go the speed limit and coast in between lights, that helps a lot. I looked up on Google hypermiling, and I found that to be pretty helpful to provide some tips and strategies. Once you get out in the country, then it's more imperative that you stay at the speed limit. Just because if you don't stay at the speed limit, then you're burning over the long-term average of your trip. You're burning more than you would have had otherwise. I say burning, but I mean using more electricity than you would have otherwise. You want to get the most amount of distance for the minimal amount of kilowatt usage. In the wintertime, though, I should let everybody know that, if you don't know already anyway, in the wintertime, the Nissan Leaf does not have a battery thermal management system, so it does not have the ability to maintain optimal temperature like the Tesla or the Volt. Now, it does have a extreme weather, very low sub-zero temperature heater that will stop the batteries from freezing, but that only kicks on at like -10 or something like that, which doesn't help you very much. That just keeps the batteries from basically dying on you, from totally being unusable. It protects against permanent damage is what it is. Alright, so in the wintertime it's important to charge up more often and also try to keep the car warm as possible by preheating. In the settings of the Nissan Leaf, you can select preheating options to have your car heated up before you even get into it in the morning or whenever. I don't have the feature for car wings. That car wings is what they use. I don't use that I don't have that in mine because I don't have the infotainment display or anything like that, but I don't use it anyhow. But I just suffer through in the wintertime and I have just put on a coat. So I just thought I'd share some of those tips with everybody, and just to let you guys know, what it's like and what kind of tips that might help people out who maybe are buying a Leaf or thinking about it. You do take a big range hit in the winter, though. You do. I lose about 50% battery capacity in winter. And I'm here right near the Great Lakes in Toledo, Ohio. It gets cold. So unless you live in a warm place, this is a hard vehicle to live with during the winter. Unless you got two cars. I don't know. But I don't have two cars, so I got to live with this. So I just do that, and I do the best I can with it until my lease is up. But I love the car, but it's just kind of one of those things. I wish Nissan would have put a bigger battery and a thermal management system in it. So thank you for watching. I'll come back with you guys later on, another day, with more tips and helpful information on the Nissan Leaf and what it's like to live with EVs. So please subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.